Hi, 8th graders. Welcome to makeup lesson number 2. These are for lessons that took place on Friday, September 27th. And for this band lesson, you need to open up your Green Standard of Excellence book to page 3. And we are going to do the songs on page 3 today. So I'd like you to play along with this video. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you an assignment that I would like you to do for your makeup points that you will need to record and send in. So percussion, if you could use your bell kits, and then I'll give you a couple directions for the snare drum etudes that you can do after this video. That'd be great too. So we're going to start with number 5, which is, your G minor scale skill, concert G. And for this scale, you have actually 3 scales in one, because there's 3 different types of minor scales. There's natural minor, which has no added accidentals in addition to what's in the key signature. And then there's also harmonic minor, where the 7th note is raised, you have it up a half step. And then melodic minor, where the 6th and 7th note are both up a half step, but only when you play the scale going up. Notice on melodic minor it's different coming back down. And then on this etude following the 3 scales, there's an arpeggio and then chords. And on the chords, unless you play a mallet instrument, you just choose one of those 2 notes. So here we go. I'm going to play number 5 for you, and let's play it together actually. 1, 2, 3. We're going to move on to number 6. Number 6 is patapan, and it's in cut time. So remember, in cut time, your quarter notes, instead of getting 1 beat, get half a beat. Your half note, instead of getting 2 beats, gets 1 beat. So everything is cut in half, hence the term cut time. Another name for cut time, as far as the numbers in the time signature, are 2-2, which means 2 beats in a measure, and the bottom 2 means that the half note gets 1 beat. Again, some of you have 2 notes to choose from on this one, so I would, and I'm going to play, I would choose the top notes because it's the melody. And even mallet players, if you just want to stick with the top notes, don't feel like you got to play both. Unless you want a challenge, then feel free. So here's number 6. 1, ready, go. All right. Number 7 is called the Interval Inquisition, and it deals with intervals and talking about the distance between 2 notes, which is what an interval means. Notice the first 2 notes are what we call a third apart, because you count all the lines and spaces between the notes, including the lines and spaces that the notes are on. So that would be a third. The next interval in measures 3 and 4 would be a sixth. There's a total of 6 lines and spaces. The next one is a second, and the last 2 measures is a fifth. All right. So again, when you get to the measures where you have 2 notes, you can only choose one. So just feel free to do that unless you're a percussionist. So here's number 7. 2, ready, go. And intervals are important because we often use that lingo to talk as musicians. We say, hey, play that third, and if you don't know what a third means, you can't understand the conversation. It's also important to know intervals because some intervals sound better than others. For example, thirds, fourths, and fifths sound pretty good. Seconds are more dissonant. They clash a little bit more when played together. Let's go on and do number 8. Number 8, articulation adventure. If you are a woodwind or brass player, the tricky part about this one is to play the notes tongued. Make sure that if you play a reed instrument, for example, the tip of your tongue is hitting the tip of the reed. If you're playing a brass instrument or a flute, make sure that you're getting that that T sound with your tongue inside of your mouth, okay? And if you're a percussionist, just make sure that you are playing the bar of your mallet instrument in the proper location. So let's try this. Number 8. 1, 2, ready, go. And again, on the brass and woodwind, when I'm going ta 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 ta, that's all one breath. It's kind of like water coming out of a water faucet and taking my finger and flicking the water. Ta 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 ta. I'm not going ta 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 ta. That would be very weird and it wouldn't work. I wouldn't be able to go fast enough. So it's all one breath, and your tongue is like that finger flicking the water. Your tongue is flicking the air into your instrument. Okay? Last one, number 9. It's in 6/8 time. We will do the repeat. Notice your key signature, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Percussion. Well, let me start with this. To make up your assignment now and get complete points, here are your choices. You may play for me the first line of number 5, all of number 6, or all of number 9. It's your choice. The first line of number 5, all of number 6, or all of number 9. And again, you can record that on your mobile device, on your computer using software like Audacity, Smart Music, GarageBand, whatever you have, or you can come in before school, after school, and record it here at school. A couple things for the percussion. Now, percussion, you can do those same exercises, and you may choose to do it either on mallets or on snare drum. I want to point out something on number 5 and also on the top of page 5 for the percussion. You have the review of rolls, okay? And on number 5, it's normal rolls like you're used to. For example, the first roll is on a quarter note. And when you have a quarter note roll, you just think 4 16th notes. 1 E and a 2. And then that next note would be the 2. 1 E and a 2. And you bounce on the 1 E and a part. So 1 E and a 2. And so if you look at number 5, 1 E and a 2 and flam and 2 and 1 E and a 2 and flam and 2 and then you get to the half note, and then you do a 17-stroke roll. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1, and you would bounce on all that 1 E and a 2 E and a part. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1. All right? I think you're all used to those rolls. If you look at number 6, and this is what the top of the page is talking about too, is in cut time, all those rolls get cut in half. So for example, on number 6, the third note in, you have a half note with a roll. You're used to that being a 17-stroke roll. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1. But in this case, since we're going twice as fast and everything's cut in half, instead of a 17-stroke roll, that half note becomes a 9-stroke roll. It becomes like a quarter note roll, because remember, in cut time, a half note gets 1 beat. So now that half note roll in Patapan is going to be 1 E and a 2. So if you start at the beginning of Patapan, it's 2 and 1 E and a 2 and 1, like that, okay? 2 and 1 E and a 2 and, all right? So that's how that works. Third measure in a Patapan, third full measure in, you have quarter note rolls. Those become 5-stroke rolls, because again, everything's cut in half, so it's like an eighth note. So that third full measure in, it would be 1 E and 2 E and, 1 E and 2 E and, all right? So that's how those rolls would work in cut time. All right, so there's your makeup lesson. Thanks for listening, and look forward to hearing your recordings. Have a great day, everyone.